Okay, you guys, so before we begin, I would appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. So the figure we're going to be looking at today is the Marvel Legends Shocker. So it's like the X-Men ones, except it's like the X-Men ones and the fact that they have the Toy Biz inspired, back drop of the packaging. So this is Spider-Man animated series. The picture of Shocker is right there. I don't know, because everybody complains that he doesn't have black lines, but I don't. In the picture, he doesn't have black lines either. Specs on here look completely different than the one that they have in the packaging. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. They always use this, even though this is my first time ever getting one like this. I heard it's a reuse. And then here's the rest of the action figures and the Wave. I have none of these. I saw Hammerhead and Shocker at the store. I didn't see any of these, and I heard they're only doing, sets of them, and every single box only has one figure. So it's every time they put up a figure, it's 8 of the same thing. So that's probably why they only had him and him, because they didn't have these yet. But I check all the time whenever I go to Walmart and can't find it at all. The way you guys should open these packagings is like cut it from the sides like it's a flap, and then you just pull out the action figure, and there you don't ruin the packaging or anything, and you got the action figure. You can put it in if you want to. You can put it back in if you want to. So yeah, now let's get into the figure. Okay, you guys, so here's the Shocker figure with all his accessories removed. These are all his accessories that he comes with. He comes with the 2 fisted hands. These fisted hands are sculpted very nicely. They come out on the wrist like these, so you could put these on. These are open palmed hands, and I kind of like these better than the fist, but you'll mostly see him with fist. If you display him, you mostly use fist. And then the other accessory comes with is his head. And you might be like, this is not accessory, this is just part of the figure. And I say it's an accessory because it's an accessory. Also, it's pretty nicely sculpted. It's fine. And then it comes with these 2 blast effects that you saw in the packaging. They're bright orange blast effects. And then the body, let me put these accessories on his body. Give me a second. So yeah, so the body is nicely sculpted. It has this leather texture for this thing. Let me bring the light over here because you can barely see. There we go. So he has this textured leather parts for, the, I don't know what you call this, just on top of his costume. It probably makes him look better. And his eyes, it probably makes him look better. And then you get this nice silver paint for like all the silver parts. I don't know what the V stands for, even though his name's Shocker, not, his name doesn't have a V in it. He has his arm bracelet things that, shoot vibrations or something. I don't really know because I don't read the comics. I just know it does because it says it on the back of the box. And then he has his gloves, which are the leather that's like on here. And then his head has the leather on top, and then he has these white eyes with like a black line around it so it doesn't so it looks good. Also, these hands, they tend to pop off easily whenever you try to articulate anything. So let me get this back on. The sculpt of these, fishnet things are pretty good. This costume, it looks like all puffy and everything, and I don't know why it looks like that. It's probably how the material is supposed to look like, but I don't know because I don't read the comics. And then he has these lines on the side of his thing. On top of here, the paint tends to come off on these lines, and that's universal for every figure. So you'll expect that when you get your own. I don't know, but it looks fine to me. I really like how beefy he looks. Looks pretty sized when you put him next to Spider-Man, which I will show you later in the video when I get to the size comparisons. And yeah, that's basically all I could say for this figure. You can see the bumpy curvature. Also, they tend to use a lot of different plastic, because you can see this is a different color than this, and this piece right here is a different color than here. This piece right here is a different color than here. It's also the same thing on his elbows. But, you know, it looks fine when you have normal light on it. When you have this beaming light on it, yeah, you'll tend to see it. It's also very glossy, you know, even though it's supposed to be like, you know, padded. It's not, how am I gonna put this? It's not supposed to be, it's not plastic or anything, so I wouldn't think it would be shiny or anything. It's just like bed sheets or something. I don't know, because that's what I get from this pattern here. But yeah, I don't get why people complain about the not having black lines. It looks fine to me. It looks fine on the shelf. I don't know, because when you put black lines on something, it tends to make the color that the black lines are darker. That's why when you have a Spider-Man figure without the black lines, you know, the new ones like the Spider-Man No Way Home figure without the black lines on it, it looks way lighter, the red plastic and everything. But yeah, that's basically it. They tend to not to do the lines because these are, I get it, because these are brand new sculpts and everything, and you don't want to spend more money. But when you charge $26 now, you know, you could expect more from an action figure. This is pretty good because it comes with multiple accessories. So, but the newer ones like Speedball don't come with anything. So yeah, and then you can put these blast effects on his hands, so it looks like he's shooting out of his hands. They look fine to me. I use them for Doctor Strange as well because I'm missing like half his accessories. But yeah, I'll talk about that when I make a video on him. But yeah, this figure is actually pretty good, so let's get into articulation now. Okay, so Marvel Legends Retro Shocker, it looks this far up, so that far up, looks this far down. He has no held tilt. I mean, he has some head tilt. It's not major. It's just like, you could see the bottom of his mouth move a little bit. It goes around, so yeah, it goes 360, so you could get multiple poses with that. I prefer the dumbbell, but yeah, his shoulders go out that far, so he gets around a T pose. He has bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. You gotta have your hand here when you turn it, because if you have it on this hand, the hand's just gonna pop off. He has a swivel at the top of his hand. You see it comes off all the time. There's a swivel on the top of his hand, but no, like, I forgot what it's called. Hand motion or whatever. I don't know. I forget what it's called. He has ab crunch that far forward, so better than some figures that you have today. And then he has ab crunch that far backwards. And then he has waist swivel down there. It's kind of hidden by the belt, which is pretty good. He can kick that far forward. Kick barely anything back, you know, like most figures. He has that cut. Double jointed elbows. I mean knees. He has double jointed knees. He has ankles that go that far down. They go that far up. And then he has ankle pivots. He also has pegals at the bottom of his feet. There's no pattern at the bottom of his feet, and you could see the legalese and everything. And good thing that they put the serial number here, because usually they always put it on the inside of the thigh and it doesn't look right. And they still do it to newer figures, so yeah. So now let's get into size comparisons. So here he is next to the SHF Endgame Iron Spider, and here he is next to my custom SHF No Way Home Spider-Man. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends 6-armed Spider-Man, who has like very good contrasting colors to this action figure. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming Spider-Man with jacket, whose jacket color looks similar to the Shocker, but not that similar. It looks very similar on camera, and here he is next to Gambit and Retro Gambit and X-Force Wolverine. This is probably one of the best figures in my collection, so I will do a review on him next. And I already did a review on Wolverine, and you could check that out. I also did a review with Deadpool and Beast in the same review, so yeah. Here he is next to two other comic book villains that I have in my display. Rock Python, and Loki from the Hulk Bath Wave, not the retro one. And for the final comparison, here he is with Marvel Legends Quicksilver from Age of Ultron and the Infinity Saga 2-pack Thanos from Avengers Endgame. So, what are my thoughts on this action figure? He is $22.99 because they don't inflate the price for the older ones that were already priced at $22. He comes with interchangeable hands and power effects, which is an added bonus. He also comes with a cool card back Spider-Man Retro Series, vintage thing that you can hang on your wall. He also comes with a new body, a new sculpt, and the original was the Bucky cap, so they changed it up. He has pinless joints, and he has double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. The only gripes I have with this figure is that his yellow is like different in some places, and that he doesn't have any wrist hinge because that would have been useful. But the way that it is, it looks fine to me. He's a good Spider-Man character. He's a good villain for Spider-Man, and he's my first Spider-Man villain in my collection. And this wants me to get that retro Sandman, but I want to wait to see if they release the No Way Home Sandman. So yeah, this figure is good. I don't have a problem with it not having black lines, but if you do, you could just paint it in. It's fairly easy. So Retro Shocker, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It is a good figure, and if it's good in photography. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And yeah, if you want to see my photos, just by themselves, with not in the end of the video, you could go to my Instagram, which will be in my channel bio. And so yeah, enjoy the pictures at the end of the video, like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next review.